So pretty excitingly, at least to me, I am currently in post-production on a feature documentary. It's called A Kingdom of Tea and Strangers. That's the teaser poster right there. We're releasing a trailer at the end of this week with a live stream. And man, saying all that stuff, especially at the start of a video, makes me feel really weird because promoting your art on the internet or in general is hard and complicated and strange, and that's what this video is about. I think I've had sort of an instinctive fear for most of my life of, especially in the art that I make, doing anything, saying anything, making anything that feels like a commercial, feels like I'm selling something. And especially with this project in particular, I think that experience was heightened because the community in England that the documentary is about specifically said to us, you can make this documentary about us, we'll allow it, but only if it's not a commercial. We don't want this to be just, a thing trying to get people to come to this place. We don't want it to be an ad. We just want it to be your honest portrayal of a place. And that suited my wife and I really well because we were like, that's exactly the film that we want to make. But I think it also created sort of, even more so than it already was in my head, that sense of, man, I hate selling things. I hate plugging things. I hate advertising things. I hate making commercials. I want this to be an honest piece of art, that's all it is. And man, it's hard not to promote things when you're an artist because that's, especially in our internet era, exactly what you have to do all the time. I was thinking about it recently, and I think maybe kind of this aversion that I've had to making anything that feels like a commercial, feels like an advertisement throughout most of my life, kind of boils down to a sense in which I don't want to come across as disingenuous, I mean, especially as I've kind of grown this channel and made it more of a, I've attempted to make it more of a genuine place where people can have authentic, thoughtful conversations in the comments, and it really feels like I'm speaking from the heart. Even more so now, I have this sense of, I would never want to take a sponsorship. That would just feel fake, and even plugging my own art feels wrong. I don't know, I guess I do think that a lot of us, especially in kind of a social media, dominated era that we're in right now, there is kind of a value of being genuine, of being real. I think we all know that so much of what we see on places like Instagram and everything else is so fake, is so curated, is so, you're only seeing what's in the frame and not what's outside the frame. And I think in the midst of that, a lot of people who are young especially want to make things that feel authentic, feel genuine, feel honest in the face of all of those sort of fake commercialized images. Because of that, I think there's maybe more of a sense of difficulty for plugging our own projects or saying, hey, this is a thing I'm working on, go check it out. Or God forbid saying, hey, please go donate to this thing. Lord, that's difficult because it feels like you're selling something. It feels like you're saying, hey, I know we've had this relationship that's real on the internet. I know that, we had this kind of parasocial connection, but now can you please be a customer for me instead? I don't know though, I've kind of had a reframing of my mindset, or at least I've attempted to reframe my mindset around those ideas of marketing, promoting, advertising your art recently, because, I think it makes sense that all of this would feel very uncomfortable in a world in which our art is treated like a commodity, in which all of the things we make are considered content. And whenever you're trying to get someone to go check it out, it's like, hey, go check out my content, go give it more views, go give it more likes, go give it more subscribers, because that's what it's all about. I'm very much against the word content. Patrick Willems has a great video about it you should check out. But I think that's partially because I think art is a gift. It's a gift to be able to be an artist. It's a gift to have an artistic talent. And I think everyone has some kind of artistic talent deep down. But it's also a gift to give someone art. If you've spent years of your life, months of your life, even a day of your life making something that's meaningful to you, and you put it out there into the world, I think that is a gift that you are giving other people. And that's not to say you have to treat it like this kind of self-righteous, I'm, bestowing the gift of generosity to all of you. No, but I think it is a precious thing. It's a thing that comes from your soul. It's a thing that comes from your heart. No matter how shallow it might be, even if it's fan art of a TV show that you like, that's still coming from you. And it should be treated like a gift. It shouldn't be treated like a commodity. It shouldn't be treated like content. That's all to say that, I think if we give in to treating art and even viewing our own art like it's a commodity, then of course it's going to be uncomfortable to break the perceived relationship that you have with the viewer and suddenly start plugging that commodity because it's a thing that you're trying to sell them. But I think it's different than that. I think art is not commodity. I think it's a gift. And even when you're trying to sell it, it's still a gift. And why would I be ashamed to give you a gift? Let me put it differently. If we're all so concerned with being genuine, being honest, being authentic on the internet, then isn't the most genuine, honest, authentic thing in the world to tell each other about the projects that we've spent a long time and tons of hard work making? How would it be fake for me to tell you about the project that I've spent the last 2 years of my life working on? How would that be selling something? And even if it was selling something, I don't think there's necessarily something wrong with selling something if it's coming from your heart. These are all kind of nice, warm and fuzzy words, and I do hope that they're genuinely encouraging to you, because they've kind of been the way that I've encouraged myself. But I don't think all of this solves the difficulty of promoting your art on the internet. I mean, you still have to make those embarrassing posts where you say, hey guys, can you please go check out my thing? Hey guys, can you please go give money to my thing? And if it doesn't get a lot of views, or Lord, if the Kickstarter doesn't get all the funds that it needs, it just feels embarrassing, and it feels like you put yourself out there for nothing. And I do think that, it's definitely possible to be too overconfident in the thing that you're promoting. I mean, if you get to that point where you're like, hey, I've got the product for you, it's gonna solve and revolutionize your life. Nobody wants that. But ultimately, I actually think that more of the people watching this video probably have the opposite problem. Probably have the problem that I have struggled with, which is a lack of confidence in what we're selling, a lack of confidence in what we want to promote, a sense that we have to downplay ourselves, that we have to be ashamed of telling people to go watch the thing that we've spent years of our life making. And maybe that's not actually where we should be. Maybe if we're giving gifts to people with our art, we should be a little bit more confident, wrap it with a bow. This is where I'd love to be able to make this video and the comment section below it into a space where you can share some of the projects that you've been working on lately that maybe you haven't had the courage to advertise yourself. I think it's hard to do this of your own accord, and so I'm removing that element. I am now formally asking you to do it. It's not your idea, it's my idea. If you have a project that you've worked on lately that you would like other people to see, plug it in the comments below. And especially if you do plug something, go watch something else that somebody else plugged. So I am proudly and confidently presenting to you my feature documentary, A Kingdom of Tea and Strangers. It's a hopefully honest portrait of a place called Le Brie, which is where I met my wife. We're currently in post-production with the hopes of releasing in spring 2024, but we are still funding and will need more funding to make that happen. The first official trailer is going to premiere this Thursday night, and I'm going to have a live chat and live stream and Q&A and maybe a guest on and talk to you guys in the comments, and I think it'll be fun. And then the trailer will be posted the next day, Friday morning. For a long time, I was considering doing a Kickstarter campaign or a crowdfunding thing where, I send you a t-shirt if you donate $50 or all that sort of stuff. But ultimately, I decided that the best way to support the project is still just going to be to go follow my Patreon. It's $1 to $3 a month, and it plugs you into the community of other people. I kind of decided on that because I felt like, if I did a Kickstarter, it would feel kind of fragmented and disintegrated, and I would only be able to update people on sort of a monthly basis. But I post on the Patreon multiple times a week. Plus, it's only $1 to $3 a month. That's a max of, $12 and $36 a year. So I kind of felt like, hey, it's a low investment thing, but it'll plug you in. Dude, it still feels weird to say all this stuff, I mean, I know people don't like to watch someone just apologize for themselves over and over, and maybe that's what I need to learn from this video is stop apologizing for yourself. Maybe that's what you need to learn. But dude, I also want to be honest, and the honest part is that it's hard to promote your stuff. It feels odd. But I think sometimes you do have to gain the confidence to do it, because if you really believe in the thing, if it's something that you care about, it is a gift. Thank you so much for watching this video. I would love to hear your experiences with promoting your art, marketing your art, advertising your art, how difficult that is, how maybe easy it is for you. I don't know. What have been your experiences? What were the hard things? What were the easy things? What are the things that you've learned? I want to hear all of it in the comments, and I also would love to see you at the live stream on Thursday night. I will see you soon when the live stream and the trailer drop. Go give them some love if that's a thing that you're into, comments and likes and all the other metrics that everybody cares about. But more than anything, I would just love to see you there. Thanks for being here. All right.